Hey everyone, welcome to a video which quickly goes over how the MMC voting process will work and provides you instructions on how to get started, how to vote, and things that you might need to know. So first of all, the important dates that you need to keep in mind are that the entries for the MMC must be submitted by October 1st, 2020 at 1400 EST, which is 1800 UTC. Any entries submitted after that will not be eligible to be voted for. And then the second piece of information on dating is that the audience voting begins October 2nd, 2020 at 1400 EST, which is again UTC 1800, and ends October 4th, 2020 at 1400 EST, which is again UTC 1800. If you have forgotten those times, they'll be in the video description. There'll also be a link to a countdown, which you can bookmark into your browser, which will tell you when the voting is due to end. The next thing you need to know is how to vote. So you will be looking for headless sessions which are open on your sessions plate or from the world browser that will be titled MMC Voting Panel and then a number. We're running 3 sessions consecutively as a headless session to give everyone sort of the room and flexibility to vote. Please join one of these. If you can't find any of them or they're not up, please message Medra or another person within the MMC channel on the Discord and we will double check that everything is working. Once you've entered into the world, you will see this world that we're currently in. It's just a plain world that matches the MMC information world. You'll also see that you're not in your avatar and that you can't spawn things or save things. This is a security preventative measure to prevent you from messing with the world. You'll be restricted to just a spectator, but you can still vote as a spectator. If you want information on that, do let me know, but it's just a normal feature of NEAS is that we can lock down your permissions in certain worlds. Once you're inside the world, you'll see this display behind you, or in front of you actually. It has the MMC poster, MMC voting UI, and then a countdown. Let me swap to smooth POV at this point and I can show you around. So the countdown here is how long until voting stops. Right now, as this is before the voting is even started, there is a lot of time going. So on the left here it says 10, that's days, and then it's hours, minutes, and seconds. When this goes to 0, all votes after that period will not be counted, and the voting worlds will also close. To the right of the word MMC Voting UI is a green ball. If this is ever not green, please post in the MMC channel tagging Medra or myself, and we can take a look. The green ball signifies that the voting server which we've created for the voting experience is up. If it's not green, then the voting server is down or misbehaving. Beneath that is a spawn MMC voting button. Please click this once per user. There'll be a short lag hitch when you click this. This has been tried to avoid it, but it's just a little bit, so don't worry about it too much. Once the lag spike's over, you'll see that this panel has appeared. This panel is very, very similar to the current world browser, which is in the dash. It's just been exported into the world. You'll not be able to save this object or duplicate it or anything like that. It's just you get 1 per user. Other users cannot see your voting panel. It is just you that can see it. It's also parented to you. This means that it's nice and tidy and that you can find it wherever it is. Pull it close to you, grabbing, etc. works, and you'll see on the left here categories. There are 3 categories in MMC. There is avatars, gadgets, tools, plus, and worlds. Select a category on the left, and you'll see worlds in that category. So here you can see I'm seeing the current only 2 entries that are in the avatars category. If I go to Gadgets and Tools, you'll see the entries in the Gadgets and Tools category. There's quite a lot of entries in here. Again, these show the entries at the time of recording, not all of the entries. And in Worlds, you'll also see the worlds. If you want to vote on a world, select the category the world is in, and then trigger on the world that you want to vote for. So in this case, I'm going to vote for Head and Hands Avatar by Gunner. So I'll trigger on that. You'll see a modal opens with the name of the world, the author of the world, and you can also pan around and take a look inside the world just to make sure it's the correct one. You cannot go into the world from here. If you want to, use the regular world browser and open up a session from there. The reason being that I can't let you do that because it would leave behind a shell, etc. You can cancel from here, which will not cast a vote, or you can hit vote. Once you hit vote here, your vote is final. It cannot be changed under any circumstances, so please make sure that you are voting for the correct person that you wish to vote for in each category. I'm going to hit vote here. You'll see a quick loading screen, and then it will say vote cast and category avatars for Hands and Heads avatar. You also may hear a camera noise. That is the world taking a picture of you. The world records a picture of every time the vote button is pushed, just such that we can prove that it was you there. We can see your name badge and who else is in the world, etc. It lets us know where everyone is. I will try and disable that sound just so it's not annoying before we actually get to voting. Once a vote has been made, you'll see that you're then locked out of a category. This message appears. You have already voted in avatars. We can select another category, which will clear that message, but if you go back to avatars, it will appear again. Voting is also blocked in a category that you voted for on the server side, so don't try any funny business to get around this. Once you have voted once per category, you're all done. So that's 3 votes total. 1 for avatars, 1 for gadgets, tools, and 1 for worlds. Moving onwards, you can then select your second category, select your second world that you wish to vote for. Let's go for UIX calculator in this case and hit vote. And again, you'll see vote cast in category gadgets, tools plus for UIX calculator, and then press OK. Once all 3 of these tabs say you have already voted in, please leave the world to make room for other users to vote. If we notice that users are hanging out in the world for too long after they've voted in each category, you will be kicked and potentially banned from the session to allow other users in. If you want to hang out in the world and help people out, that's fine, but make it clear that's what you're doing, or let us know ahead of time. Ideally, we want only the people in here to be people that are either helping people out or voting themselves. Once again, this panel is local, so in helping them, you'll have to describe what they need to do, etc. There's no way for you to see someone else's panel. This lets them vote with some form of confidence in that no one's going to judge them on their votes. When you select a category here, you can also use the search and pagination options. This is common with the standard web browser and allows you to sort of, page through everything or narrow it down if you know exactly what you're going to vote for. Additionally, this UI is very graciously translated by a lot of the Neos core translators who translate the base systems. We've got translation running for most of the languages which are common to be seen, and some of the more uncommon languages too. So Japanese is included, Chinese is included. I haven't got the full up-to-date list as PRs are coming into the language files every single day, but I will demonstrate this by changing my language forcibly to Japanese. And so here you'll see that the categories on the left are in Japanese, the voting panel at the top is in Japanese. If I go ahead and vote for the Japanese entry here by Renium, you'll see here the vote and cancel buttons are in Japanese. I can hit vote, and even this message is in Japanese, so we've done everything there. Okay, wasn't translated, I'll double check that, but it's okay, it should be fine. That's really all there is to it. A couple of notes. Like I said, you can't change your vote once it's been made, so please make sure you're voting for the correct person or world. Additionally, please do not go fast with these panels. What I mean by fast is like don't rapidly change between categories or vote really quickly. Go at your own speed, but don't deliberately try and break it. Sometimes sometimes it might freeze up or something. If that happens, just go ahead and delete the panel. You can grab it and hit delete here, and then go ahead and spawn another one if there is a problem. If you have any other questions or comments, please do let us know in the MMC channel on Discord. If you have concerns or comments of a more sensitive nature, feel free to direct message Medra. And for those wondering, the entire process of how this works, including the server which is responsible for the votes, will be provided in an open source way after voting has concluded, with information and tutorial videos that talk you through how it works from myself. I think that's all you need to know. There are also credits for who helped with the world at the back here. In the spirit of the MMC, even the voting system itself has credits. So thank you to those people listed for your help. You have made the voting system possible. Once votes have ended, which is again at October 4th, 2020, 1400 EST, UTC 1800, the votes will be counted. They won't be shared until the winners are announced, and when the votes are shared, no personal details will be shared with those votes. It will just be the vote totals. It won't be anything like who voted for who, because that would be problematic. I've just noticed that the text isn't displaying here in Japanese mode. I will double check what's going on there before we start voting. We're still tidying things up here. The other things to note, and these are noted purely for your information, is that in voting for an MMC entry, we do collect some information about you. We collect your username, your user ID, your machine ID, which is a publicly available identifier for your installation of Neos. It is not anything that is relating exactly to your computer or your internet connection or anything like that. We do not store IP addresses in the same regard as there, but we do store username, user ID, machine ID, your registration date, and a picture of you at the time of voting. This should be fine. If there are any issues with that, please do let Medra or the MMC channel know, and we can talk about it. But all of these details should be good, especially the picture, because you're just in Head and Hands avatar. The picture is just to sort of verify that you're in the world at the time of voting, etc. Everything that we do, that we collect, is just to verify that you are a legitimate voter. It isn't intended to spy on you or anything. We're not aiming to do that. We just want to get the most accurate results we can. If you have any, like I said before many times, if you have any further questions, please do let Medra or myself know. If it's of a more sensitive nature, let Medra know directly, as he's managing the competition all up. I'm just managing the voting systems here. I will see you next time. Look out for more information on how the system works. I am super proud of how it works, how it comes together, the efforts which the people behind me on the credits have put into it, especially Fruits, who put in some actual specific things that we needed, such as the strings and a couple of tweaks to logics and UIX just to get us what we needed here. Thank you so much. Good luck to all the entries, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.